YouTube world, what's good? What it do? What it do? How everybody chilling on this Monday? It's Monday Night Football. I'm pretty sure everybody's getting a fix on in of the hardball bowl that's going on up in there. Got some good things going. DFW Sports Nights, as we did have the Stars in action as well as the Dallas Mavericks coming off of a back-to-back victory. Y'all already know where y'all at. It's the one-man, four styles and flavor of DFW Sports. Your super fan in the DFW, representing for everything, all Dallas Fort Worth sports related. You see the decor in the background. You know, we run it for everybody around here. Everybody that's giving some good topping news right here. But tonight, we had a nice action-filled night as well as a weekend. I can say it was a decent weekend for the DFW, to say the least. You know, for all my DFW people, it was a great time up in there. Y'all already know what to do. DFW Sports Raps, like, subscribe, hit that notification chime as we move on. If you on X, formerly known as Twitter, follow me at Drewski Selfmade. Let's get some interaction going about these Dallas Fort Worth teams going up in here. Man, coming off two good games. One was bad, and one didn't end good for the home team, but one did, as the Mavericks were able to come through and get a victory over the Atlanta Hawks, 129-119. And coming off of a back-to-back night where it was a game, we could have talked about this last night as the Mavs fell short in Miami, where it was a game where it was just another one of those games you've seen of the Mavericks have all season, where their just inability to finish. Their inability to finish the game last night, Sunday night against the Miami Heat, really, really did them boys in bad. And it was just more about defensive communication and execution, as they had a lapse in the final seconds going into trying to close the game out against the Miami Heat. Also, another thing that happened, Kyrie Irving, he doesn't come up short on one of those free throws. I think it's a different game. You have to get now you really have to get a 3-point shot to at least tie the game, to send it into overtime. But instead, Kyrie misses the field goal. He misses the free throw. That comes back to bite us. Then, we end up taking the lead only to have a few seconds left, and coming up out of it, we just have a defensive lapse. We let Jimmy Butler get scot-free to the rack, uncontested, for a game time bucket that put the game into overtime and really sealed the fate for the Mavericks, as the Mavericks went into basically that about last minute and a half of that game. They kind of went in a scoring drought, and when they started the overtime period along against Miami, the scoring drought continued as well, as they settled for way too many 3-point shots. They kept clanking the iron, clank, 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 and that's what really cost them the game. So coming back to tonight's game, as they were able to bounce back, you got a lot of things going against the Mavericks right now, as they had a lot of injuries coming up in here. Not even just injuries, they just had some illness. It's a bug going around here in the DFW. I don't know what's happening, but Kyrie was feeling symptoms of feeling a little bit ill, but hey, the only way he was ill in that second half, as I'll get to that point going in right there. But he was coming in ill. I believe Quentin Grimes, he wasn't able to play tonight because he was feeling ill. Derek Lively gave it a go for the first half, but during the second half, he wasn't able to play, as he kept feeling under the weather and feeling ill. It's just a lot of things that's just going on right now. But Kyrie was really ill when it came down to the moment that it mattered the most, especially coming in that late stages of the third period, the third quarter. Then leading into the fourth quarter, you saw Master Kyrie at his best, at his finest, doing his thing as always. But what you like to see, what you got from the Mavericks, is you saw great contribution from a lot of the Mavericks coming in here. I think you had 4 players over 20 points in this game, with PJ Washington, Kyrie, Najee Marshall, and Spencer Dinwiddie all contributed. All contributed for way good points tonight. And that's exactly what you needed if you were the Mavericks, to have Spencer Dinwiddie do exactly what he did, coming off the night that he did in Miami, where he struggled, to say the most. Struggled very, very mightily in that game against Miami. And a lot of people on the social media, especially on the Twitter sphere, They was on Spencer Dinwiddie's head more. They were more on Jason Kidd's head more. Like, why are you taking Najee Marshall out when he's having a hot hand and you're leaving Spencer Dinwiddie in? Well, this go round, you saw he made sure he kept Najee Marshall in. Let's talk about Najee Marshall, man. This is right now is clearly the steal that Nico cooked up for the Dallas Mavericks. This is the biggest get that they could have got outside of Klay Thompson. As Klay Thompson, he was out today with foot plantar, foot plantar fasciitis, whatever he had right there. So he's gonna be out for a minute. But what I like to see from the Mavs, man, they didn't blink. They didn't blink an eye. It kind of didn't start good for them. Their defense kind of stayed sloppy as they gave up over 70 points in the first half. That's not a winning recipe for to win. But when it mattered the most, then teams kept us afloat. Basically, PJ Washington coming in doing what he did. Najee Marshall, I can't say enough about him as he had 22, but the Hardy party continued today. Jaden Hardy came in there and he's really figuring out he's really going to be a player for the Mavs, and I like it. You got a young player right there that you can keep building with, and he did great things for you tonight. Daniel Gafford gave you 10 and 9 rebounds, but Spencer Dinwiddie, his bounce back was really tremendous as he gave you 22 points tonight, 4 assists. The man shot real great from the field as he was 6 of 11, 4 of 7 from behind the arc, as I believe he hit back-to-back trades. I mean, my man got on fire tonight. He said, no, we're not having that same type of night that we had last night in Miami. And he made sure he didn't, as he contributed with 3 back-to-back threes. And give love for Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber came in there and gave you some good minutes, great defense. He was 3 of 4 from the field, gave you 7 points. 7 rebounds. Maxi Kleber came in for Derek Lively in that second half of the stretch, and he played some great basketball. So the depth of the Mavericks basketball is starting to show here a little bit. It was great to see Jason Gortman get a little bit of touch, get a little bit of run going up in there. I'm excited what I saw from the Mavericks coming in here. PJ Washington being that utility guy that he was supposed to be, but you got to give love to Jaden Hardy, Najee Marshall, and Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie had a great comeback, but Najee Marshall, I think this is the 3rd straight game he's giving you about 20 plus points. It's showing, and he can play defense. He can handle the ball. When offense needs to be created, he shows he can do it. And that combination that they had out there with Spencer Dinwiddie, Najee Marshall, and then Jaden Hardy, or then you mixed it up until Kyrie got his legs up under him. Now you threw Kyrie with Najee Marshall and Spencer Dinwiddie, or you mixed it up. Man, it got Kyrie going, and then Kyrie started just making them rain. Every time I started looking up, he just dropping shots. And I mean, like I said, during about the last part of the 3rd quarter is really when Kyrie came alive. And in the 4th quarter, he really took it home. But you got great contribution from a lot of Mavericks coming up in this game. Looking at the team aspect, the Mavericks shot 50% from the field as they hit 47 shots, hit 16 threes. They shot 45% behind the arc. We'll take that. With no Klay Thompson, no Luka, you put up 129, 4 players and get you 20 plus points. I will take that. Free throws, 19 or 22, they shot 86%, which is pretty good. They were +3 in the rebound category. Now, the assists weren't there. Their turnovers is the only thing that is very alarming and concerning for me for the Mavs, as last night, that is another thing that doomed them in that game, even though they had their opportunity to win. That was something that doomed them, because I believe they had 19 turnovers last night, and then you follow up on a back-to-back night, turning that thing over 17 times. Y'all got to get this. Y'all got to take care of the basketball, Mavs. That's really what this is going to boil down to. But they were +3 in the points off of turnovers at the same time. So, they got 21 fast break points, which lets you know, of course, everybody's going to say when there's no Luka in there, the offense is going to, the ball seems the pace is just that much more quicker. But the Mavs, coming off a back-to-back night, their legs were underneath them. Now they started the third quarter real sluggish. They let the Hawks kind of get way out in front of them, but then the Mavs just stayed the course and they stayed par, and they just kept playing and kept playing. They kept getting them points in the paint, which is something that is they're one of the best at. But just the contribution that you got from Najee Marshall, Spencer Dinwiddie, combined with Jaden Hardy, them two, those three players give you 60 points. Kyrie gives you 32. I mean, hey, you held it down good enough for Kyrie to just go ahead and take over. And as you see, he was 100% from the free throw line. He learned his lesson from Sunday night, because I think that one missed field free throw really, really cost them in that game. But Mavs get a big victory, something that was needed coming off of back-to-back, as they're basically about to complete their three-game Eastern foe opponent, as they will come back down here to the AAC Wednesday. I thought about getting me some tickets. The Cowboys tickets are very cheap, but y'all already heard my motto. I can't spend no money with Jerry Jones for the rest of this year. I don't care how cheap them tickets is. And we're going East Texas to do some Thanksgiving. But Wednesday night, I don't know. Against, Jalen Bronson comes back home. He comes back to the AAC. You got who they got? Karl Anthony Towns up in there, so it'll be interesting. But the thing is, I'm looking at, man, Kyrie has been shouldering the load. A lot of these dudes are sick. It'd be good to get a day of rest, travel back, but I don't know how much of this squad you're going to actually see, because now the injury bug and the sick bug is just really hitting the Mavericks right now at a wrong time, as they're trying to catch foot back pace up in the Western Conference. But they'll be back home down here Wednesday night, 6:30 tip-off against the New York Knicks. I'm thinking about going. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But stay tuned. Like, subscribe, hit that notification chime, because you'll see me come up in here at all times. Let's talk about the Dallas Stars, as the Dallas Stars had a tough game today, looking to get themselves in the win column after they had basically trying to get back victories, but it came against one of the tough teams in the league, against the Carolina Hurricanes on the road, in a place where the Carolina Hurricanes been real hot at home, and the Stars came out guns a-blazing in that thing. I mean, I believe in the first minute of the game tipped off, and the Stars were on that thing, as Tyler Seguin got in there real quickly. I think it was about a minute or two into the match. Stars get on the board thanks to Tyler Seguin, but on a penalty kill, Carolina came back and tied the game up. Something that the Stars got to get they got to get stronger at, man. It's something that plagued them during the end of the last season, and now it seems like it's still a problem for the Dallas Stars, as they're not strong on their penalty unit, as they gave up a shorthanded goal. But then in the first period, as the Stars would ended off real good, as Thomas Harley was able to get a slap shot up into the net, taking the Stars lead 2-1 after the end of the first period. And then coming in the second period, it was good defense from the Stars. Great goalie play from Jake Onger from that second period, as the Stars ended up putting up another goal from your man Mason Marchman, ended up getting up in there, putting the Stars up 3-1 as they went into the third period with a 3-1 lead in a tough place to play in Tobacco Road in in Carolina. But Carolina showed their muscle, and it just didn't take long for them to just catch their run, as basically the Stars were up 3-1 in this going into the third period, and Carolina erased all that in the third period, where they basically put up the rest of their goals. They put up 5 goals in the third period, as it was just too much for the Stars to overcome. But they took the lead and then went up 4-3, and then all of a sudden Miro Heiskanen was able to get in and was able to score getting close to about 5 minutes after the third period that started, as you saw 3 quick goals from the Carolina Hurricanes. But then Miro Heiskanen was able to tie the game, but it just wasn't enough, as the Hurricanes were able to get a power play goal that ended up giving them the lead to 5-4. Stars run out of juice. They empty the net, couldn't get no offense going, as they give up an empty netter. Game's over. They lose 6-4 to the Carolina Hurricanes. And it's just one of those where the Stars are just kind of playing inconsistent, where it's mostly you thought their road woes was getting kind of out of the way after they beat Tampa Bay. When they won 4-2, you thought, okay, maybe their road woes are starting to, get beside them. That just really wasn't the case. So they struggled with that, but they'll be back in action Wednesday, as it'll be another doubleheader in the DFW, as the Stars and the Mavs will be playing again Wednesday night, as the Mavs will take first in the AAC at 6:30 against the Knicks. The Stars will be playing the Chicago Blackhawks on the road. That'll be a 7:30 game. Catch it on the Victory Plus app, and you'll never miss a Stars game there. So we was able to stream the game right there, and then we was able to watch the Mavs game on the antenna, getting it in there, watching both at the same time. It was good things to see. Stars, you got to look forward to bounce back, which I believe they will. I just think that the opening third period for them really killed them. And like I said, Carolina is a hellacious good team. I think they're leading their division. That is a hellacious good team on the ice that I'll see make moves toward the end of the season and make postseason run. That's a good team, and they're damn sure tough on their home ice. Stars came out with great energy. They just weren't able to finish. Carolina showed their muscle, that they flipped their switch on. They put the goals in a hurry. Stars just had laps on their defensive units, especially at their special teams unit. Just couldn't really pull it all together. But I look forward for them to bounce back against the Chicago Blackhawks coming up in here, as they'll be on road ice again. So Stars gonna get it together. Like I said, y'all already know DFW Sports Raps. Like, subscribe, hit that notification chime. If you ain't already on X, follow me on X at Drewski Selfmade. We can do a lot of chatting about these DFW sports. Now, let's talk about it. I don't want to say he proud of it or anything, but the Cowboys finally snapped their 5-game losing streak as they beat the Washington Commanders 34-26. And if you were watching this game, you were probably doing some of this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Cowboys had this game really locked. This was probably one of their best performances you have saw from them in a quite some time, especially from the defensive side. But let's give props to the defense. I've sit here and said, man, the defense has been bad this year, and rightfully so. They have deserved their criticism. But bro, you have 4 wins this season. The Cowboys are at 4-7. They have 4 wins this season, and you know why they got 4 wins? Is because of their defense. You can say against the opponents that they done played, it's because of their defense. Their defense has literally been the reason they have all the wins. Literally, they have been the reasons they have had all the wins. Now, you look up at the scoreboard and you're like 34 points. Cooper Rush threw for 247 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, the offense moved better. They did. They were better. The offense was better. It was a little bit more smoother. The offensive line was actually good. Our man Azam Richards, man, we like that guy. I told you when they drafted him, I felt Azam Richards was a great pickup for the Cowboys. Now they really need to find a way to really get him more playing time, because I think you can really use him. Give props to Brock Hoffman playing right guard for Zach Martin. Give props to TJ Bass playing for left guard for Tyler Smith. I don't think Cooper Rush got sacked. And if he did, it was his fault. Probably holding on to the ball a little too long. But the offensive line kept him clean. We saw Cooper Rush that we know that when you give him time and you give him a great game plan, he's going to deliver. He's going to deliver the best he can for sure. And that's what he did, being 24-32, 247, 2 touchdowns. I believe he had a quarterback rating of like 119 or something like that. Nah, the man balled. There's no taking away from him from that. But I'm looking at this offense. Okay, Rico Dowdle did get 19 touches, so they stayed committed to the run. He had 86 yards. They ran the ball 28 times, threw the ball 32 times. Okay, Mike McCarthy, you actually stuck to the script. You actually started running the football, and you committed to a running back in Rico Dowdle, letting him be the featured back. That's what you got to have. Let's give props to Luke Schoonmaker, man. For a long time, we were sitting here saying that was a wasted second-round pick, but Luke Schoonmaker is showing that, hey, he is going to be able, if he's starting to figure it out. I'll be damned, he's starting to figure it out. It's a lot of going back and forth. The Cowboys should have been tanking. We need these type of picks, bro. Look. I'm gonna be real with you. If you believe in Will McClay and what he's been doing in all these drafts, it almost don't matter where they draft at. Now, I do believe they do need like top 10 picks. They do need a good reset right there. But if you have belief in what you're doing in the draft department and the scouting department with Will McClay, then I don't think it matters too much where you're going to be put at in the draft. But it's great to get it. It's hard. It's hard to cheer for a team to lose that you are a fan of. That's just hard. Do we want Jerry to suffer? Yeah, but how many? Okay, for everybody who wanted to tank, that goes to work or do something like that. How good did it feel to go to work and could nobody give you shit today? Okay. That felt good, didn't it? That's something that you haven't felt in about 5 weeks. Because for the last 5 weeks, it's been nothing but ridicule, hard time, and heartache coming around this thing if you're a Cowboy fan. Am I wrong or am I right? So was it good to step into work Monday? A lot of people probably had Monday off. It is school holidays. The Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So you might not didn't even have to go to work, but wasn't it good to just finally, you could cut on the TV and not see the Cowboys getting ridiculed? Wasn't that a good feeling? That was a good feeling. Now, like I said, Cowboys still did everything in their power to try to lose this game. But what I'm saying, I'm giving more credit to the defense than the offense. Now, a lot of people that's on that, the Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush, look, you can say whatever you want. Cooper Rush played a hellacious game, but the offense still was not the reason they won this game. You're still, as an offense, as a pure offense, you are still averaging 2 touchdowns a game. 2. You got the other 2 touchdowns off of special teams. Come on now. And then one of your touchdowns came off a short field because of a takeaway that you got. So, look, Mike McCarthy, you were balanced in your offense. You actually ran the football and you ran Rico Dowdle like you was supposed to. You still had some questionable calls and moves and game situation that you had right there. So I'm still not willing to give you the pass. The offense is still the same offense. Like I said, they as good as everybody want to say Cooper Rush was looking, and he did look great. The offense was efficient. It was because it was balanced. You're still averaging 2 touchdowns a game. Like I said, I don't think the Cowboys, it has not been one time this whole season that they have scored 4 touchdowns in a game. Not once. This is the second game that y'all put up 30 points. We in week 11, week 12. And this is the second time you eclipsed the 30-point mark. And it's not because of your offense. Your offense wasn't the reason. Your offense wasn't the reason you cracked 33 points against Cleveland week 1. No, it wasn't. It was because of your defense. You beat the Giants early in the year, but that was because of your defense. You only put up 20 points. You beat the Steelers, but that was because of your defense. You still only put up 20 points. You feel what I'm saying? And now you beat the Commanders. Now you put up 34 points, but I'm looking at the offense. You still only put up 2 touchdowns, and you had 2 special teams touchdowns returned. You had a kick return, and then you had another kick return on the own side. That shouldn't have happened, but, anytime you're able to stick it to an NFC East rival, I don't give a damn. You ain't got to go down. Shit. You ain't got to go down. Go ahead and make something happen. But I'm just looking at the Cowboys, and I'm like, bro, you know what? The defense is getting better. I can honestly say that. Having healthy Michael Parsons, it works. Getting DeRon Bland, having an extra corner, it works. And how about your man Butler, bro? Butler was in that thing, and he from West Mesquite. So he's an area type guy. Even though he went to Michigan State, he's from the area, wanting to shine. And I mean, he gave us everything what you need to see. Now you're starting to get depth at the corner spot. Jay Lou came back around, did his thing. Defense was out there, and they had Cliff Kingsbury and Jaden Daniels. They had him flustered. Now they were right on cue coming down in the fourth quarter in the stretch where they came right down on cue where they started giving up big plays and they got figured out. But Mike Zimmer, like I've kept saying, bro, you just got to bring the pressure. I think this team works better when you're getting the pressure. But the defensive line was solid. The defensive line held real solid. Packer for life in here. Rep your squad, man. All I can say is thank y'all for taking care of San Fran. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for supplying that beat down because I went into work. I work with a lot of 49er fans, and yeah, they've been talking all that shit about us being bad, and I had to give them the Homer Simpson meme, you know, come sit right here. Come sit right here in this funk. it stank, don't it? Joshua the GOAT, Trey Fofo, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you for tuning in. Cowboys, like I said, man, it's a lot of division because a lot of people want them to tank and all that stuff. Bro, forget all that. We trying to win, especially against a rival. And now you got the Giants coming down here Thursday. You got a chance to actually put together back-to-back weeks and get some extra days off before you get your next game coming in. So what I see about to happen right now for the Cowboys, it looks like I still don't think they'll be lucky to get 3 more wins. They'll be lucky to get 3 more wins. But as it looks, they're going to have one of them below average season that kind of reminds you of a Jason Garrett season, and it makes you wonder what is Jerry Jones pondering? You know, with all the injuries that done happened to Mike McCarthy, knowing how he failed him, giving him some resources in the free agency. How will Jerry look at that? That's something the Cowboy fans got to look at. Y'all want them to tank. I think you want them to lose these games so you have no reason to actually hang on to Mike McCarthy because you know how Jerry Jones acts. That's something that we're going to talk about tomorrow. Is going to be my big topic. It's going to be about the Cowboys situation with Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy, depending on how this year finishes out, because the Cowboys ain't quitting. They ain't quitting. So we'll talk about that more a little bit on later tomorrow. Coming up in here, we're gonna really revisit that. As my man Lil CJ up in the chat, what's good? Kyrie went dumb, the hardest flu game this year. I mean, everybody went dumb. I mean, what'd he say? Everybody was ill because Mavs needed that. Everybody's sick. I don't know what happened. What did y'all left DFW? What happened? What happened? Joshua to go. What you got? We gonna put 3 on them. Oh, we are gonna put 3 on them, boy. I mean, however it can go, especially when we play these Giants coming up here soon. You know, those games could go either way, but this is a game that the Cowboys should and need to win. They win this game, I don't care how it looks. You get 2 divisional wins. This team start feeling a little bit better about themselves, but I mean, for everybody who's talking about the draft position, if you got a great scouting department and a great draft people in there like we do, like we feel about Will McClay, then there's nothing that you should feel bad about coming up in here. But we'll talk more about that coming with the Cowboys and their game, you know, this Thanksgiving game coming up. So I'll give my thoughts about that, and I'll look at the all 22 since it'll be an off day of sports for me tomorrow in the DFW. We'll look at the all 22 and see what's really going good with the Cowboys. But it's mostly because of their defense. Their defense is the reason they have 4 wins. Their offense, like I said, they haven't scored 4 touchdowns in a game all season. They scored 3 touchdowns twice this year. That was against Atlanta, and then that was against Baltimore. Other than that, they're only putting up 2 touchdowns, and everything else is special teams. The team was being so bad it affected the special teams, as we had a blocked field goal. Then Brandon Aubrey, he's missing field goals. I mean, then we get blocked punts. Oh my gosh, like they just can't play a complete game. But they're starting to do a little bit better. Daniel Berry, Sports and Highlights, what's good? Appreciate you tuning in. But like Lil CJ said, man, Kyrie, that about the last 2 minutes of that third quarter, he turned it to another level as the Mavs needed everything coming from him in this game. And they got it. But like I said, to have 4 players over 20 points, Spencer Dinwiddie getting hot, man, big shout out to him in that right there, going in, going hard, going strong. Now you just hope a day of rest. Let's see if we can get these dudes some Pedialyte. Shoot. Let's get Derek Lively, Quentin Grimes, Kyrie Irving. Let's get him some Powerade and some Pedialyte. We need all these dudes to get their fluids up in them, get some tea up in them, all that type stuff. Get some vitamin C, all that. Because we going to need y'all against the New York Knicks come Wednesday. And like I said, I'm thinking about going to that game. I'm thinking about being in the building. I see the tickets where they at. The tickets are so cheap for Thanksgiving game, but I've stuck to my word. I can't give Jerry Jones no more money for the rest of the calendar of 2024. Rest of 2020. Now, when 2025 hit, I'll be up at the shop getting me some new stuff, getting me some new hats or whatever. But for the rest of 2024, I can't do it. I can't do it. But we still going to rep the boys. We still going to rep them. We just going to spend more money and get to these stars and get to these Mavericks. Like I said, I'm kind of thinking about trying to hit that game up Wednesday night. It's a 6:30 game, so hopefully I can get off early in time, hit the AAC, do some things up in there. But that's what we have rolling for tonight. I wasn't going to keep y'all too long. We just had to give a good recap. Tomorrow night, it will be the unveiling of the college football playoff rankings. As y'all know, SMU in the coaches poll have reached the top 10. So it'll be interesting to see where they fall at. So we'll talk some TCU, SMU athletics coming tomorrow, as well as we'll get a little bit more into Dallas Cowboys and, looking at the film tape, the film breakdown of their victory against the Washington Commanders and getting ready to look forward to the New York Football Giants. Thanksgiving Thursday down here at AT&T Stadium as the Cowboys search for their first home victory of 2024. That's a damn shame. You 12 weeks into the season and you're still searching for that first win at home. But hey, it is what it is. It's a victory Monday for the Cowboys, victory Monday for the Mavs as they bounce back coming off a back-to-back. But like I say, it's time for them to get well, time to bounce back, do some things, and get healthy. I look forward for them to do that. The Dallas Stars, I don't know what happened to this game. They just happened to just not come out ready for that third period, and Carolina really did, and they really put it on the Stars in those first about 6 to 8 minutes. They put it on the Stars, putting up 3 goals that quick, but Stars did show some resolve, they able to tie the game up. It was a flurry going back and forth. It was really something to watch the Stars and the Mavericks basically go back and forth, and you saw the Mavs basically make their climb and basically snatch that victory and separate from the Atlanta Hawks, getting a 129-119 victory as Kyrie goes absolutely unhinged in the fourth quarter, giving you that killer instinct as he had 32. So it's all right in the DFW. It ain't too bad down here. Cowboys finally get a win. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow as we'll focus on them for majority of the show. And then toward the end of the live show, we'll talk some TCU, SMU. Y'all also know it's Texas high school football coming up in here. So we'll try to give y'all some updates of some of the best teams that's getting ready to compete for their respective class division state championship. So y'all already know what to do. DFW Sports Raps. Like, subscribe, hit that notification chime. Y'all know who I am. I'm the one man, Force the Eyes and Flavor of DFW Sports. Your ultimate super fan, kicking it around the DFW land the best I can, showing y'all how we get down up over here, man. So appreciate everybody for tuning in there. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight, Joshua the GOAT, even Lil CJ, man. We're gonna have some more Mavs talk. We'll have some more Cowboys talk as well. We'll break it down real good. Until then, man, y'all already know what to do. Like, subscribe. We'll be coming back to y'all tomorrow. We'll try to keep these short and sweet so we can keep giving it to y'all for a whole week. But Wednesday, we looking to tune in somewhere. So I will catch y'all on the flip side, and I appreciate everybody who's catching this basically on the replay. Appreciate you for tuning in, hearing what your boy got to say. Come in Tuesday about around the same time, about around 8:30 to 9 o'clock. We're going to get some things going. So until then, do everything with love because love always wins. Y'all know that's the law.